I am at Utsayantha Lake in the town of Jefferson in the southwest part of Schoharie County. But during the colonial period, this was known as the head of the Delaware. We are actually at the northernmost source of the headwaters of the Delaware River. And you could follow a trail from here into the Schoharie Valley, Mohawk Valley, all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean. There was a battle fought not far from here, a little north, in 1781. So on November 9th of 1781, Adam Chrysler, with about 28 or 30 Haudenosaunee warriors, that included the Schoharie Indians, also their great war captain, Seth Henry, and also about 30 or so of his own loyalists. Now, they had come to the Schoharie Valley for the main reason of first obtaining provisions for his forces and others who were living on the Susquehanna and in the Haudenosaunee country. But also, Adam Chrysler's family was stuck behind enemy lines and had been there since 1777 when Adam left. So there were a number of reasons why these raiding parties happened. This one happened to include escorting a family out from what they would consider enemy lines. So Isaac Vroman was killed during the raid, and then Adam Chrysler and his forces headed toward the Utsayantha Lake as an escape route. They went along the West Kill Trail and headed south toward this lake. Now, they knew they were being pursued because from the upper fort in the Schoharie Valley, Captain Jacob Hager, with about a dozen or so of the militia rangers, including Timothy Murphy, and Captain Aaron Hale, who was an overall command with about 30 men who were New York State levies, they took off in pursuit. And on November 10th of 1781, Adam Chrysler laid an ambush at the crest of a hill, knowing that they had to turn and fight because he was heavily slowed down by about 50 head of cattle, not to mention family members who had all their belongings, at least what they could take. So they were a little slow. They had to turn and fight to buy some time. So Chrysler set up an ambush, you might call it the horns of a bull, where the idea is to have a center line and then two wings and draw your opponent into the trap and then try to enclose them. So to prevent this, Hale went up the center toward the main trail, and Hager and Murphy and the other men went off to the left as a flanking party. Now, when they came across Chrysler's men, Hale, under the first volley of fire, turned and retreated, leaving Hager, Murphy, and about 11 other men to fight a much larger force. After a couple of crashing volleys and a couple of men who were killed, Murphy, Hager, and the survivors took off in pursuit of Hale, who was still retreating, and they got in front of him. Hager confronted him, and Murphy actually put his, at least according to legend, put his rifle to Hale's chest, and they both threatened him to get back to the scene of battle or they would shoot him. Hale turned recklessly around, not really caring anything about what would happen next if he was actually to encounter the enemy, but luckily Chrysler had already moved off, and with the local forces in disarray, he was able to get off safely. Not long afterwards, Colonel Peter Vroman, with another company of men, had come onto the scene, but it was too late to pursue. Chrysler and the others had gotten off, and that was the end of the Battle of Lake Utsayantha.